Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me here today on this live. At whatever point you join, whatever point you are watching, it is great to have you here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. Click that subscribe button and also click that notification bell. And yeah, get ready for when I go live. So I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, hope all is well. I can see I've got somebody with me. Hello, Lauren. Hi. Lovely to have you with me. And lovely. Hi, Esther. Lovely to have you with me. Oh, I'm so sorry you've been sick all week. I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry. I hope that you get better soon. Yeah, it's, I don't know, maybe it's been something in the air because I've not been feeling too well either. Start of a cold, all the sniffles are coming. I felt really rough yesterday. So yeah, I've not been too well, but my poor cat, that's why I've not been on this week. And I do apologize if you've missed my lives this week. I do apologize. But you know what? Sometimes life takes over. Oh, Esther. Oh, that's good to hear, Esther, that you're feeling better. Yeah, and it's been a cold. Yeah, glad to hear you're feeling better, my lovely. So I've been poorly, and my poor cat has been poorly. My poor darling. You know, I've had my cat for 18 years. 18 years. And, you know, she's had the odd day where she's been off colour, but nothing to the extent where I've been really, really worried about her. So I had to take her to the vet. She'd had an appointment for injections anyway, but I took her to the vets because for the past week she hadn't been looking herself, hadn't been eating, hadn't been drinking. Just wasn't, you know, like, you know your children, and you can take one look at your child and you can tell that they're not well. Well, it was exactly that with my cat. I just looked at her and she just looked so sad and so poorly. So I took her to the vet, and the vet checked her over and said that she couldn't see anything obvious that was wrong with her. She wasn't in pain. There was nothing obvious, and she had a really good thorough examination. So they were going to do some bloods. So they did that. And I was just like, hi, Kaz. Hello, my lovely. I was like, well, how much are the bloods going to be? And she was like, 200 quid. I was like, what? 200 pounds? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, do you know what? It's my cat. I love my cat. My cat's been with me 18 years. Just do it. So the bloods came back, and there was nothing obviously wrong, no infection. She was checking her throat, looking for cancer, because I said that her meow had completely changed. She said there was a little lump in the throat, but nothing that she was concerned about. But again, the bloods didn't throw up anything. So she said she was going to give the cat, so it was £109 to actually take the bloods, and they had to shave my poor cat. My poor cat has got like no fur. She's got patches where they've shaved her paws and also underneath her neck. Poor love. And they said even when they were doing that, she was really sleepy and really lethargic. So it cost £109 just to take the bloods, then £98 to get the report back. I was like, what? So 200 quid altogether. And then she needed, doctor recommended an injection, a painkiller, just in case she was in any pain. And that cost 27 quid. And then a few bits and pieces. By the time I left the surgery, £305 it had cost me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm so glad I've got insurance. And then the vet said that if my cat wasn't feeling better in the next couple of days, because she kind of felt that she might be a bit dehydrated, then to put her on, bring her back, and they would put her on a drip. And I thought, that sounds good, but I better ask the price. So I said, well, how much is it going to cost to put the cat on a drip? £400 to £500 minimum. I was like, what? Yeah, she says, and bear in mind that doesn't include any treatment, any consultations, any further medications that my cat might need. I was like, oh my goodness. So I got my cat home and I was like, you better get better. You better get better. So yeah, I had a previous cat. It was my Bobby, my cat's name Bobby, and it was her brother. And he got shot. Can you believe it? Somebody shot my cat. Can you believe it? They shot him with a pellet gun. And his treatment, if he had survived, would have cost me £5,000. I know, £5,000, his treatment. But unfortunately, he died on the night. But yeah, I still had to pay out 500 quid. So guys, moral of the story is, if you've got pets, make sure you've got insurance, because it's ridiculously expensive. So that's why I've been absent. As you know, I've been wanting to do lives every single day. And I've just been so taken with looking after my cat. You know, just getting the vets, been hours in the vet, and you know, just looking after her, and in between work and everything. So that has explained my absence. But what happens, let me just explain this, guys. So what happens is, when I do my lives, and you know, I love doing my lives, but people coming to my channel who haven't been on the live say that they find it difficult to find the lives, because at the top on the channel you've got videos, and then you've got a section where you've got to click lives, and people don't realize that YouTube doesn't make it obvious. So because people can't find the lives, they think that there isn't any more content. So what I've been doing is downloading the lives, editing them, like cutting out the waffle and the chit chat. So like what I've just done previously, I will edit and just go straight into key topic, and then I've uploaded it again as a video, and then you will see that as a video. So that's what I've been doing with all my videos, so with all my lives. So if you can't find the live, you will find the video. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what's been coming out daily in my absence. But typically there will be 2 a day, the live and a video from a previous video. So just wanted to explain that. But yeah, I do apologize about my absence. And then the other thing is, check out my environment. So last week I said that I wanted to create a dedicated space. Oh, Cash, you can always find the lives but never get notifications. Yeah, even though you subscribed and you clicked for notification. Yeah, I did have, you mentioned it last week, and I did have a little look, but I couldn't see anything that was, yeah, I couldn't see anything my end. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. I don't know. Do let us know if anybody else has the notification bell. Did you click when you click the notification bell, Kaz, have a little look to make sure that it's current and it's clicked to receive it, because sometimes you might click the notification bell and then some people might choose not to receive notifications. So just double check that. But yeah, there's nothing my end, but yeah, I hope that gets sorted. But yeah, thank you, Lauren and Esther, for all your messages about my little kitty cat. Yeah, about Bobby. I've got another cat called Benji. He's new. Is 6 months old. So yeah, and I'm just trying to separate them, because Benji is a young lad. He's got balls. It's a young lad, and he is full of energy. He's like 7 months old. He's full of energy. All he wants to do is play. Bobby's an old girl. Bobby's like 18, she's about 90 in human years. All she wants to do is sit and sleep and rest. So you imagine, you know, Benji wants to chase her, wants to play with her, wants to jump all over her, and she's just like looking at him thinking, child, leave me alone. So I'm constantly having to separate them so Bobby can get a bit of rest. Oh, thank you, Kaz. Thank you. So my background. So last week I said that I wanted to have a dedicated space where I can just come in and just do my life. So if I'm not going to be cooking, then I'm going to be in this space. So this is one of me spare rooms. I sound like I've got a mansion, don't I? One of my spare rooms. No, I've only got 2 spots. This is my smallest room, the box room, and then I've got my son's room and then my room. So it's only a 3-bed, but and my son only uses his room occasionally. So yeah, so just doing that. Hi, Sherry. Hi, my lovely. Great to have you with me today. So what I've decided is the past couple of days and right up until 3 o'clock today, I've been organising this room, getting it clear of stuff, reorganising it, getting rid of the clutter, loads of stuff to go to the car boot and down the charity shop, just clearing rid of stuff. So now I have this dedicated space. I've got a laptop that is set up. I've got 2 laptops, one for work and one that I used to just hang out on. And so this laptop is set up, dedicated, just to do my lives. I've got my lighting, my camera, everything, my microphone, everything is just set up. So that means that it's just easy for me. I don't have to think, oh, I've got to do a live now. I've got to find the best angle, got to find the best position in the house. Because you'll know that the dark, when it starts to get dark, I lose the light. And that affects the quality of the video. So everything is set up on this camera. And in my spare room. So you live in the sage of the pink. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kaz. Yeah. So, you know, I've just reorganized like my flowers. These flowers are normally in my bedroom. So I thought they'd look nice here. And then this plant here, this is a faux plant that I got from Aldi's. That is from the range. That is from the range. It's beautiful. It's really, really lovely. And this plant is from Aldi's, and it's a faux plant. It's just a rubber that's usually sitting in my kitchen, and I've just bought a few things from around my house just to create this dedicated space. So I'm really liking it. So this is my first day in my dedicated space. So that's enough about me. How are you guys? I hope you are well. I hope you're doing well. How are you? So I'm drinking my green tea out of my mug. Honestly, I've got so many mugs. I need to do a clear out of my mugs. I'm just really addicted to mugs. I went into Tesco's yesterday just to do some shopping and ended up down the ceramics aisle and saw some mugs. And I was just like, no, Angela, you don't need any more mugs. The cupboard can't close. I just love mugs. So this is my, she believed she could, but then she couldn't be asked mug. Yeah, I just saw that. I thought this was just a bit of fun. So you've just come back from the gym. It's your day off. Oh, well done, Sherry. Well done. I'm really pleased that you're getting into the gym. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah. Green tea. And this links nicely with our topic today that I wanted to talk about, which is hydration. So what I'd love to know is how do you stay hydrated on your journey? And what's the impact if you don't stay hydrated? Hydration is so important, and it can come in so many different ways as well. So I wanted to talk about that today because I've been asking that question all week and I've had some really, really interesting comments. Oh, yeah, you love my quote on my mug. Yeah. Do you know what? I got this mug for 50p. I bought one for me and my daughter-in-law, 50p. And this was, so near us, and Sherry, you'll understand this, near where I live in Birmingham, there's a town called Walsall. And we have an Argos outlet. So when stuff gets returned to Argos, or when products, they've overstocked with products, it goes off to this big shop in Warsaw, the Argos outlet. So I pop in there every now and again, and honestly, I've got some fantastic bits and bobs. I've got my garden bistro set, like it's like a two-seater, and then with an extra two single chairs and a little coffee table, and that was it. That would have been like £300-400 in Argos, and I got that for like £69. I know. And even my sofa in my living room, I got that for about 120 quid. It would have cost about 500-600 quid. There you get some incredible bargains. And yeah, and they had a stack of these mugs. So I picked one up for me, and I picked one up for my daughter-in-law. Yeah. So I love going there. You get all sorts of things, because you know me, I'm a proper bargain hunter. Yeah. Oh, Esther, your husband go crazy if you get a new mug. They're like bunnies, they multiply. Yeah, honestly, my cupboard can't even close. I've got loads. I just love mugs. So and do you know what? Let me tell you something. So I buy mugs. I love mugs. But when I get tired of them, I put them on eBay and I sell them. You would not believe how much my used mugs go for. You would not believe that. I have sold like my old Christmas mugs that I've picked up for £1. I've sold for like 12 quid on eBay. I've sold like mugs that I've picked up in a charity shop for 20p that I've sold for like £10. Yeah, honestly, I had a Starbucks mug. It was my son's. It was a Starbucks, and he didn't use it. And I asked him if I could sell it. I got £25 for it. I've even had, last Christmas, I sold my Elf Christmas mug. I got 10 quid for it. Honestly, guys, mugs proper sell on eBay. So I buy mugs because I like them. And then when I get bored of them, I sell them on. Yeah, so I need to do that. I need to gather up all my mugs and list them on eBay or Vinted, and make some money. That'll just keep me supplied for new mugs. Yeah. Oh, Kaz used to live in Hinckley and used to come to Birmingham. Oh, next time you come to Birmingham, Kaz, let me know, and we could definitely meet up for coffee. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. And so, Esther, you flavour water with your water enhancers. Yeah. So we're going to talk about hydration. So let me just have a sip. Staying hydrated. So yeah, so water is so important for the health and wellness journey. And do you know what? There's just so many myths out there about how much water we should drink. And, you know, even today when I jumped on and I was like, you know, just refreshing my knowledge, I was seeing things that said we should drink between about 8 litres of water a day. And that was, I remember sort of like 15-20 years ago, that was the thing. Drink 8 litres of water a day. Oh, sorry, 8 glasses of water a day. And you know me, guys, I'm a thinker and I don't take anything for face value. And I'd be like, okay, if it's out there that we need to drink 8 glasses of water a day, how big is that glass? Are we talking a tiny little shot, a shot glass with 50 mils? We can get 8 of those in. Are we talking 8 glasses of 100 ml of water? Or are we talking 8 glasses of half a pint, 500 ml? Or are we talking 8 glasses of 8 pint glasses? Could be 8 glasses, which are a litre. Do you know what I mean? When it says out there on the internet, drink 8 glasses of water, I'm like, well, that means nothing to me, because it's, well, how big is the glass? Whereas if they said drink like a litre and a half or 1500 mils, that's, to me, that makes sense, because we're being more specific. So so that was the first thing. I'm like, 8 glasses, what does that mean? What does that mean? So yeah, so then it comes to looking at everybody. Everybody's body is different. So it's hard then to say what the average is, because some people are very active. They may be doing lots of sports. They may have a very, very active job. And drinking 3, 4, 5 litres of water a day is standard for them. It's normal for them. Whereas other people may not be active. They may not have a busy life. They may have a quieter life. And therefore, that's way too much. It might also be that, you know, people's age as well. So the elderly people tend to need less water than younger people, again, because of lifestyle. Also, health conditions. So, you know, some people may have health conditions related to their heart, their kidneys, their lungs, and may need less water than somebody else. So there's loads and loads of different factors to determine how much water our body needs. Now, I'm saying this as somebody who's done some research on this. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a scientist. So always seek medical advice on how much water you and your body needs. But often the best way to be guided is by your level of thirst. If you're drinking half a litre a day and you're feeling really thirsty, that's a good indication that you need more water. But if you get to like 3 litres and you can't stomach another sip, you know you've had enough. So knowing and judging for yourself, everybody's going to be so different in how much water they drink. So years ago, Weight Watchers used to say that drinking water, it's good to help you lose weight. And then about 2-3 years ago, they changed that, and they said that it doesn't actually help you lose weight. And I'm more inclined to agree with that. More inclined. Drinking water doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't make you lose weight. But what, in my opinion, it does, and having learnt this from Weight Watchers, is that, and having done my research, is that it helps with the body's function. So, for example, I suffer with really dry eyes. And every time I go to see my optician about it, she's like, you need to drink more water. And I'm like, I'm already drinking like 2 to 3 litres a day. You need to drink more. Yeah. But that's me. And I can always tell when I'm dehydrated because my eyes go really dry, really itchy, and not even eye drops will help that. It does help a little bit, but it's drinking the water. Because what I discovered is that if our bodies are about 70-80% water, that's what they say. And when we're dehydrated, our bodies take the water from joints, from our hair, from our skin, from our eyes, from anywhere it can. It draws on that water. And that's when my eyes get really itchy, because they're lacking in water. My joints might feel really sore again because there's less fluid in there to lubricate. My skin might get really itchy because again it's drawing on that moisture. I might feel really lethargic and really tired again because my body is drawing down any sources of water it can to keep those vital organs working. So those are just some of the side effects that I experience when I don't drink enough water. And interestingly, somebody said today, and I thought, you know what, this is so interesting. So they said that if they are dehydrated, they suffer with cramps and they get really bad cramps in the legs. And their legs cramp up. It's ridiculously painful, but also the next day, the pain can continue. And I looked at that and I thought, I wonder, because sometimes I don't suffer with this all the time, but sometimes my leg just goes into spasm, goes into a cramp, and it is ridiculously painful. And I have to move, I have to walk, I have to rub my leg, I have to shake my legs out just to relax the muscle. And she's saying that today. I thought, you know what? I wonder if that is a sign that my body is saying I'm dehydrated and it's drawing the fluid out of that muscle to keep those organs going. So yeah, very interesting. And so there's so many different symptoms that we can experience, and so many signs when we're dehydrated. It really has an impact on the body. Another thing for me is I find it really difficult to digest my food. Really difficult. It takes my food ages, and I get like a lot of indigestion as well. So yeah, Kaz, when you don't drink enough water, your eyes are dry too, and your legs go into cramp. Wow. You also get restless leg more if you're dehydrated. That is so interesting. So interesting. And I'm glad you've shared that, because again, I didn't even click until somebody mentioned it today. Didn't even click. So yeah, really, really interesting that that is the case. So what we know is that, as I said, Weight Watchers changed. They had a little pivot on that. They used to say that drinking water can help in the weight loss journey, but now they're saying it doesn't actually help you to lose weight, but it has all of those benefits for the body to keep our body healthy, so our digestive system can work effectively. The tiredness goes, we feel more alert, yeah, cognitively, because we again lubricating the brain, you know, we feel more alert. It can reduce that tiredness. It can just help us to feel more energized, reduces all the cramps and the pains, things like that. It can have so many positive effects for us on the weight loss journey. So, and again, you know, like I said, everybody will be different in how much water they drink. So be guided by you and your how you feel. And you know, talk to your doctor about what is the minimum that you should be drinking, but also the maximum. I know for me, I need at least 3 of these a day. This is 750 ml in one of these bottles. This is my Weight Watchers bottle, but these are pretty standard. These are pretty standard, this type bottle. So about 750 mils those are, and I need about 3 of them, which is about roughly 2 liters. So if you do drink water, how do you drink it? How do you take your water? Can you just drink it plain, straight out of a tap? Or do you need it chilled? Do you need ice in it? Do you need a flavor booster in it? How do you drink it out of a glass, out of a bottle? How do you drink your water? I'd love to know. So for me, water bottle. I can drink out of a glass, and I'll do that if I'm out and about. But when I'm at home, always got my water bottle with me, always. And I've always my water has to be chilled. I can drink it at room temperature, but I don't enjoy it like that. So I have a bit of a routine. So what I do is I've got about 5 water bottles, and I always have them in the fridge. Always have my water bottles in the fridge, always chilling. So I've got this one here today, and I've got another 4 in the fridge. I've even gotten into the habit of having a special water bottle for my cats. And even they have chilled water. I know, spoilt. And in the summer, they have ice in it. I know, what they like, proper spoiled. Let's have a look. So, Kaz, you know how electrolytes allow muscles to contract and relax. When electrolytes are imbalanced due to dehydration, muscles involuntarily contract, resulting in painful cramps and spasms. That is so interesting, because somebody mentioned that as well today about those electrolytes, and they drink coconut water because that's got lots of electrolytes in. And then I know you can get special drinks as well filled with those electrolytes. That is so good. So yeah, due to dehydration and then muscles involuntary contract. Yeah, because let me tell you, it is painful. It is painful. Very, very painful. So yeah, that is, so I'm going to have to get some electrolytes. And then you can have the electrolytes in the bottles as well, and you can add them to your water. So I'm going to have to stock up on some of those, because it's something I don't ever want. I've had it a couple of times. I haven't had it this year, but I did have it a few times last year. It was horrible, horrible. And Nita says, when I used to drink alcohol, I used to regularly get cramps in the night in your calf muscles, which could be painful the following morning. And then you stop the alcohol, and I haven't had it since. Now, again, that's interesting, Nita. And I imagine that is because alcohol, it's a diuretic. It can dehydrate us. So if we're not drinking enough water, or as Kaz says, if we're adding that electrolytes in, I imagine that our bodies are drawing the water from wherever it can to support those vital organs, and it's pulling it out of the muscles. Yeah. So yeah, interesting. And you know what? That goes back to years ago. They used to say, well, here's another thing. Whenever something is being promoted, a food or product is being promoted, I always take a step back and say who is promoting it and why. So years ago, they still say it now, is that if you had a hangover, the best thing for hangovers is drinking coffee. Remember that? Remember when people used to say that? Best thing for a hangover is coffee. And I used to look at that and think, that's interesting. Who's promoting that? Who's saying that? Well, of course, it was the coffee companies. Of course, it was, there was no medical person telling you to drink coffee after a hangover. It was the coffee companies, because it was like, well, that's a great way of getting sales. But then I discovered, after doing more research, that the best thing to drink after a hangover is water. So what I do now is, when I drink alcohol, and if I go out, and I'm having a drink, I'll have one alcoholic drink and then water. And a lot of bars won't serve you water, but I usually tell them I need a glass of water because I'm diabetic, which is the truth. So then they'll just give me some water with some ice in it. And then my next round will be alcoholic, and then the next one will be water. So that's how I do it. And the days of the hangover, gone. And then when I get home, again, before I go to bed, down as much water as I can, no hangover. Because what creates the hangover is the alcohol is dehydrating, and then our bodies draw on our fluid, and then that can have all of those side effects. So yeah, interesting. And talking about we're going off topic here now, but I'm just going to drop this here for you because you know me, I'm a thinker and I take nothing for face value. And I was pondering something the other day. Sometimes I will just sit and I'm just sat downstairs with my cats and I'm just looking out in the garden. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. And I was thinking, because somebody had mentioned about their air fryer. And they were saying how it uses a lot less energy than an oven. And I noticed people are jumping on this bandwagon and people are saying that they're using the air fryer, consumes so much less energy. And that there are all these reports out there. And I've started to think, well, I wonder who's putting these reports together. Who's putting these reports together and saying that you're using a lot less energy, you're going to save a lot more money by using an air fryer? I'm going to leave that one with you. I'm going to leave that one with you. You have a guess of which company is behind all of these reports saying you're going to save a lot more money by using an air fryer. And I mean, let's be honest, it does cook your food quicker. It does. But they're also saying it's a healthier way to cook your food. Have a think. Who is behind? Which company, major company, is out there saying that? And I'm not saying that we shouldn't use it, not saying you shouldn't have it, and I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying when a company has an agenda, it's interesting how their reports are always going to be in favor of their product. And what prompted it, I was listening to a podcast by, it's called I can see it now. Oh, what's his name? It's gone. I'll find it in a minute. It's The Doctor's Kitchen. That's it. It's called The Doctor's Kitchen Podcast. Yeah, I love that. Love that. That is a doctor, and he is a practicing doctor, but he's stepping back from medicine, and he's really promoting food as medicine. Really fantastic, have a listen to him. He's absolutely fantastic, and he's got a couple of cookbooks out, and he's talking about the whole food, eating whole food to nourish and support our bodies. And he's got a brilliant podcast out there. It's called The Doctor's Kitchen Podcast, and he did a podcast and he brought on a scientific expert, and they were talking about air fryers, and it was so fascinating, and they were exploring the claims that air frying is a healthier way of cooking, and also who is behind this. So I'm not saying anything bad about it, but just check it out. Just have a think. Just think about these things, when you see those things. Yeah, indeed. So you love yours. I love mine too. I love my air fryer. Yeah, you have the Ninja couple in the kitchen. It's a grill and a barbecue indoors. Love that. Yeah, Ninja. Their marketing is superb. They're one of the biggest brands around air fryers. They've got superb products, but they're leading the marketing. They're leading the way. saying that air fryers are a healthy way of cooking and they're going to save you money. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying that, you know, sometimes we just have to look at it. Yeah, it's all marketing. It's kind of like with Kellogg's, and I've mentioned this before. Who was it that said that cereals are a healthy way and a good way to start the day? Mr. Kellogg's, of course. You know, he's took his cornflakes and ultra processed them, added sugars, and said, eat it and give your kids. That's a healthy way to start your day. Yeah. And when you look at it, it was about promoting his business, his marketing, and we fall for it, you know. And now our kids, and I grew up on it. I'm gonna be honest, I grew up on eating sugar puffs, going to school and falling asleep, couldn't concentrate because we're having all of that sugar in our bodies because the marketing companies tell us. They tell us these things. So yeah, so you haven't got one, Kaz, and you're not interested. You're happy how you're cooking now. And Nita, you use your Ninja alongside steaming. Yeah, love it. I mean, I haven't got a Ninja. If I could afford one, I would have one because air fryers are fantastic, and I love my air fryer. So I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that at all. I just want us to think about when we see something being promoted and marketed. Let's just take a step back and think, who's promoting it? Who's marketing it and why? Yeah. And, you know, sometimes when we ask these questions, you know, we look at things in a different way. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I've got like mine is a really tiny basic one, but I love it. And you know, I just bung things in and it warms it up, it cooks it. But I also love my oven as well. Yeah, I am die hard on my oven. Yeah, but I do like the air fryer for warming things through. So back to water. So sorry, I went off topic. So we talked about lots of benefits of drinking water. Water doesn't necessarily help you to lose weight. That's what WW sort of took a little pivot on that a few years ago. But they say that definitely drinking water is really, really, really good for us. And, you know, wherever you go, whatever sources you look at, you talk to your doctor, your medical professional, they'll all tell you we need to drink water, and that's going to vary according to person to person. But also, you know, when you're ill, I don't know if you've ever been unwell, like, and got a cold. And I learnt this myself years ago, and I'd be like in bed, I was like, oh my God, I feel so ill, so rough. But I wasn't drinking my water. Wasn't drinking it. I just didn't have the energy to go and get me water. But as soon as I started drinking it, and I'd gone to the doctor, and I was like, oh, doctor, I'm really, really poorly. And he says, right, you are unwell, but you're also severely dehydrated. He said, drink plenty of water. And you know, I started drinking that water, and my chest within a couple of days started to ease up. My snotty nose started to clear up. I started to feel so much better and so much energized. And also it wasn't as bad as at night as well. And I started to realize, again, what I said earlier is that our bodies will draw on any fluids that we've got in our bodies to keep our vital organs working. So if we're not keeping ourselves hydrated, we start to feel really, really, really unwell. So drinking plenty of water to keep us hydrated, so important, so important. And we need that all the time as well, all the time. But yeah, so when we're unwell, we need that water. You know, children also need plenty of water as well to help them to grow as well and to help them to flourish. So many areas in our life we need the water. But you know, I was telling you about my routine. Sorry, I went off track. So every night I take, so I've got 5 water bottles in the fridge. And one of them is for the cats because, you know, I'm like, if I'm drinking cold water, they need to drink plenty of that too. So I have 5 water bottles in the fridge, and I take one bottle up with me every night, every single night. I used to take water up in a glass, and then something happened that made me stop taking it in a glass. This one night, well, I used to wake up in the middle of the night and have a little sip. And I used to think, oh, this water tastes a bit funny. Oh, it's a bit funny. But carried on drinking this water for weeks, although I kept thinking it felt funny. And then this one night, I was woken by a sound. I was hearing that sound. And I opened my eyes, and there was my cat with her head in my glass of water. I'd been sharing a glass of water with my cat for weeks. Rank. I know, totally rank, totally rank. I know. Let me tell you, Kaz, I wasn't laughing. I was not laughing. It was just disgusting. So after that experience, always take my water up at night in a water bottle, always. So I take one up at night. I use that to have a drink, take my meds. And I've also got some in the middle of the night if I'm thirsty, minus sharing it with a cat. And so what happened is, so I have that at night, take my meds, drink my water, and then in the morning, as I'm getting dressed, I will finish that. It's at room temperature. It's not great, but I'll just down it. Usually because I have a bath in the morning, and when I get out of the bath, I'll get up because I like my baths really hot because it just helps my joints, soothe my joints. And that makes me feel really thirsty. So I'm down in this water by the time I'm getting dressed. And then I go downstairs, I wash that water bottle out, and I fill it with more water, and that goes into the fridge, and I get another bottle of water out, and I'm sipping that. And you may see me, if you join me in my day job, I'm usually like just sipping water whilst I'm doing my day job. You know, I take it around the house with me. Wherever I go, I've got it. I'm just sipping from my bottle. So that's my routine. And then I just keep replenishing it throughout the day. I love my water cold. I can drink it at room temperature, but I really struggle. But I love my water really cold from the fridge. And in the summer, on my days, I get through bags and bags and bags of ice because I buy my ice. I know, a bit lazy, but I buy my ice. And I will just I'll have a water bottle, like literally up to the top packed with ice, and then a little bit of water. But that's how I love it. I love it ice cold. And then sometimes I will put a little bit of, say, like normally my first 2 bottles, I can just drink straight down, no problem. But then on my 3rd bottle, I'm like, nah, I need something in it. So I'll put like a little bit of squash in there. Or sometimes I'll put some herbs, like some basil is nice, really nice, and parsley, really nice, gives it that flavour. Maybe some cucumber, slice of cucumber I'll put in there. Also a bit of ginger as well. If I've got any fruits lying around, like apple, make some apple water, ginger water, or some orange. Anything that I've got lying around that's going off, I just slice up, put in my water. Lovely. It just adds that little bit of taste. Mint as well. Love mint in my water. Mint and cucumber is a thing. Really nice. Really, really nice. So I like to add those in my water. Oh, so Kaz, yeah, yeah, my cat has her own bowl of water. Yeah, and I say to her, I don't come and drink my water out of your bowl. So why are you drinking out of my glass? I know, they take liberties. Yeah, she has her own, but in fact, I bought them, because it's now the 2 of them, I bought them a really big dog's bowl. like a big dog spot, and I use that as their water bowl, so they've always got loads of water. But my daughter-in-law has she's discovered a water fountain for cats, so I need to get off to B&M to order to buy one. And you just plug it in, and it's got constantly got fresh water. It's a proper fountain, and I'm like, these cats are better than me, better than me. So yeah. So what do you put in your water? Do you put anything in your water cans? How do you drink your water? Can you just drink it straight? Do you like it out of the fridge? How do you drink your water? I'd love to know. So that's how I drink my water. And yeah, 2 to 3 liters. Oh, you like gin? Yeah, put a drop of gin in it. Yeah, I love that. I love that. But yeah, water is just so good for us. But also the other thing is, if you can't always drink plain water, then having hot water. So years ago, oh, Nita, you like it room temperature. Interesting. Yeah, I've had so many people say they can't drink it out of the fridge. They can't drink it cold because it affects, and I've had some people say it affects the rhythm of their heart, it affects their stomach, it chills their kidneys, all sorts of things people have said. And therefore they prefer room temperature. Yeah, I'm always amazed at how different we all are. Years ago, I used to just drink hot water. So I went through a stage where I was so addicted to coffee. If I didn't have coffee, I'd get the shakes. I'd literally get the shakes. So I decided I was going to wean myself off coffee. So what I used to do was I had one coffee, and then I would just have just hot water, or I'd have a tea followed by just hot water. And I got into a routine where I was just drinking more and more hot water. And then it got to the point where hot water was my drink of choice. I would just, yeah, I'd go anywhere. I would just have hot water, nothing in it, just plain hot water. And then probably about, yeah, maybe about 8 to 10 years ago, that habit, and again, it's all about habits, that habit changed, and somebody offered me a coffee, and I thought, you know what, I'll have a coffee, and that was it. And now I drink coffee again, and then started drinking the tea again. And I'm not at the point where I have that addiction to my coffee, but what I've noticed is I don't drink the hot water. That's gone. That habit is gone. So now I drink tea, coffee, but I also like herbal tea. So I don't know if you can see, I've got in here my herbal tea bag. And so I love, so in Lidl, they do a range of herbal teas. It's the deluxe range. And they do 3 types, and they are so lovely. I love the licorice one, and those are really, really nice. So I do have I decant them, have them all in a jar in the kitchen. So I do like to have those ones as well. I like to mix it up. And I also have, when I was in Turkey, I bought some apple tea, just like the dried apple. So I do make that into apple tea as well. I've also got green tea, because green tea, they say, is really, really good for us, the antioxidants. So I buy green tea, but to be fair, the green tea that you buy in the shops, they've probably got very little antioxidants in, but I just take it for whatever value I can get out of that. So I do drink green tea as well, and sometimes I love just to chop up some ginger and have ginger tea, a bit of ginger in my hot water, or put some fresh apple or lemon, or ginger and lemon, or just fresh ginger, or just fresh lemon. And sometimes the combination, or sometimes just a slice of apple in there. So I do like to mix it up. So I will, when I do that, I will still have my plain water, but for hot drinks, I like to get that combination in as hot drinks, and all of that still counts towards being hydrated. I don't take milk or sugar in my drinks. I haven't done that for about coming up to 40 years now. Yeah, no, but yeah, about 39 years I haven't. I stopped when I was about 18. I stopped having milk and sugar. But I recognise that drinks with caffeine, so even this herbal tea has got a little bit of caffeine in, that is still dehydrating, still diuretic. Tea and coffee definitely a diuretic. So whilst you're adding water in, it can also dehydrate you as well. So it's just being aware of what herbal drinks are diuretics, and then just balancing that out. And things like hot chocolate, I don't have that very often, but again, that can be a diuretic. So yeah, just balancing it out and finding different ways of getting water in can also help. And then of course certain foods have high water contents, and that can also help with hydration. And you know, the most common one is cucumbers. And you know, back in the day, I don't see it so much now. I don't know about you guys, but I don't see it so much now. But back in the day, people used to, part of their beauty routine, used to take cucumbers and put on their eyes. Yeah, because it was cooling, but it was also hydrating to the area around the eyes as well. So good for that. But also, if you're eating cucumbers, because it's a watery based food, that's also going to add a little bit of hydration. And then things like melons, very high water content. Pineapples, although they're sweet, they do have a lot of juice, so again, water content. So foods like that can also help, can supplement. Yeah, and things like lettuce and spinach has got a little bit of water in as well. So yeah, we can get that hydration through in our food too. So yeah, you know, different ways to get that water in, and to stay hydrated. And it's always just good to remember that, you know, all of that is going to support us on the weight loss journey, not necessarily make us lose weight, but definitely support on the weight loss journey. So yeah, so Nita, yeah, you like yours at room temperature too. Yeah, do let us know. Do you drink herbal teas? How else do you stay hydrated other than water? Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, this, my tea's going cold. Yeah, I do. And sometimes when it goes cold, I just top it up with, because I keep the bag in there. I keep the bag. Well, now I've got two bags, to be fair. I've got two bags. Let me just show you. There we go. I've got two bags. So what I did was, there you go, two bags. So what happened was I had one, I drank it about half, and as I was gonna, I didn't want to throw it out, so I thought I'll put another bag in and then just top it up with hot water. And then when this is finished, I will just top it up again with hot water. So I can get about a good 2 cups of herbal tea out of one bag. So I'm just going to keep topping this up for the rest of the evening now. So Nita, only one ordinary tea in a day. And the rest is green tea or water. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. And Kaz, when you get fed up with that mug, you'll buy it from me. Yeah, I'll put it on eBay. I'll put it on eBay, my love. Yeah. And you know, I've had it. I bought, when was my daughter-in-law's birthday? It was in October. This is how many mugs I've got. I bought it in October because I bought her one, bought me one. And I've only recently started using it. About the past 3 weeks, I've started using it because it was sat in the cupboard and never got round to it. Honestly, I've got absolutely loads of mugs. I can't help myself. And even more so if it's a bargain. If it's a bargain, I'm there. I'm there. I buy them new from the supermarket. But if I go somewhere like a charity shop and I see a mug, I will buy it. And my son used to go, Mum, that's disgusting. How can you use a mug that you pick up in a charity shop? And I'm like, and they used to think about that. And then I thought to myself, but you know what? Anytime I go to a restaurant or a cafe or go out to eat, I'm using cutlery, mugs and plates that other people have used, and for years as well. For years, I said to my son, they're not going to buy me a brand new plate just for when we go there. No, we're using cutlery and crockery that everybody else has used. They just wash it. So that's, once I looked at it like that, I got over that. Yeah, I got over that. But yeah, I love my mug collection, honestly. One day I'll show you my mug collection. Yeah. So guys, what are you up to today? What are you up to? I am gonna, I've done work for the day. I've got my spare room, or my son's room, to tidy. He's not going to be too happy if he comes home and it's an absolute mess and he can't get through the door. So I'm going to give that a bit of a tidy. But do you know what? I might do that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I think today I'm going to spend some time with my cats who are not, well, the one cat, Bobby, she's not very well, and just catch up on some admin, edit some videos, and also working on my new project. Yeah, do some work on that, and also catch up on my soaps, catch up on the Emmerdale and Corrie. But I have to say, does anybody watch EastEnders? Because I get in my newsfeed on Facebook all the juicy bits of EastEnders. It's looking really good. EastEnders is looking really good. And I keep thinking, do you know what? I need to make some time and just watch it right back from Christmas, because I know Christmas, it was like, that's when it started to heat up. I'm like, you know what? I need to do that because it's looking really, really good. But then I think, where am I going to fit that in? Because all my time is like listening to podcasts. So yeah, but it's looking good. But yeah, so Kaz, you're off work for the weekend now. So you're just chilling. Lovely. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a lovely, lovely afternoon and weekend. And now that I've got my room all set up, I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to be back tomorrow, guys. Assuming that my cat is okay and I don't have to take her back to the vets and sit for hours, but I think she'll be all right. But tomorrow we're going to look at lunches. So last week we looked at meal ideas for breakfast, and I hope you found that of value. And we're going to now tomorrow look at lunches, and talk about some lunch ideas, both if we're eating at home, if you're eating out, but also if lunch is to take with you if you're off to work, because I know that that's something that we all need a little bit more inspiration for that. So we're going to look at that. And guys, if there's any topics that you want me to look at specifically, just let me know. Either send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or Facebook Messenger, or on YouTube. Just let me know. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Nita. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hope that my cat starts to feel better. I've been letting her sleep on my new electric blanket. That's how much I love her. That's how much I love her. Brand new electric blanket. I put it on a low, gentle heat, and I let her sleep on it, and she's loving it. Yeah, see you soon, Kaz. Take care, my lovely. Bye, Nita. Take care, guys, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.